everybody, how you going? It's Mike Power here, founder of the DJ Disclosure. So look, this video I'm going to talk about how you can become more of a successful DJ and a faster way of doing it, because everybody has really got their own definition of success. Success is such a broad term, so really the outcome of this video is to help you build a foundation to get the results that you want quicker. So that's what I really mean about becoming successful in your own means, and what has helped me as well. So the first thing I want to talk about is studying successful DJs. It sounds simple, but anybody who wants to be successful in their industry, really has to study, what makes somebody successful compared to the average person. What are they doing that other people are not doing? With DJing, I used to go out and always watch, my favourite DJs, asking myself the questions: how were they controlling the dance floor? What type of music they were playing? How they were selecting their tracks? Did they have their own sound, their own style? How they approached themselves to the public, how they were like as people, what were they like online? All these type of questions, I used to ask myself and find out, and just looking at what made them different than compared to everybody else. The second thing that I did, and what I advise you to do, is to find someone to get one-on-one mentoring or coaching from, and somebody who has got the results that you want already in the industry. That's exactly what I did, and it does cost you a bit of money and time to invest, but if you're serious about a career in music and you want to get further in the music industry, you got to establish contacts with the right people and learn from people who have already walked the path. It's not about reinventing the wheel from the get-go. That can come later on down the track, but it's about building the fundamentals from the ground up, and then putting your own twist on things to become unique. The third thing to do is to really learn to become a goal setter. It's a funny thing, goals. They're so talked about and so underrated, and when you mention the word goals to people, they sort of roll their eyes, or they can't really tell you what they want, and they rarely write it down and go after it. It's actually been said by personal development guru Brian Tracy that only 8 to 10% of people who write down goals actually go after them and achieve them out of the majority of the population. So that means that rarely any people have goals and achieve them. And I have learned the power of goals firsthand, and what I've learned is that I normally set yearly goals. They might be 10 yearly goals. They could be in health, finance, DJing, career, whatever. And then I break them down into 12-week quarterly goals, and then a monthly goal, and then weekly and daily. And why I do that, and it does sound like a lot of planning, is because you might have a big yearly goal and it just seems so far away. And if you're not going to work backwards and break it down into small chunks, what can happen is, when you're already starting, maybe a couple of weeks into this goal, and it's going to seem so far away, is that you're going to get discouraged because you can't see the progress toward the goal, and it doesn't look like a realistic approach. So you've got to make it as realistic as possible, and when you break it down and just take it a day at a time, you don't worry about the outcome. You just worry about what you got to do on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month basis, and before you know it, you actually are so close to achieving the goal that it's better to come close than quit halfway through. And it's not necessarily always about getting the goal, but rather about the growing. So I just want to let you know that one. The fourth thing is to do what a lot of other DJs will turn off doing, and I myself did this, and that's networking. Networking, in the music industry is everything. It's how you're going to become successful, because you can't become successful by yourself in the industry. You need to know not only a lot of people, but you've got to have the right people in order to get the gigs, make money, get signed to a record label, whatever it is. It's the same that goes, in business too. And at the start of my career, I was very, I guess you could say, timid, and I didn't want to go out, start networking with people, and I sort of paid the price for that, and it kicked me in the ass because I didn't really go anywhere for a number of years because I just didn't know anyone, and I locked myself in my room and thought, if I've just got, this track and the next big hit that, I'm just going to get recognised, and it's just a myth. That shit doesn't really work in real life, and not anymore. It's very unrealistic. Even, the best artists like Martin Garrix, they weren't overnight successes, even though we hear, his track Animals that, just come on to the scene. There was a lot of hard work and many years progress before that nobody ever saw. So, you got to really get out there and, work at it, not just the music, as well. You got to look at networking. So, the last point, number 5, is to develop more of a business mindset. So what I mean by this is that when you're a DJ and you're trying to get gigs especially, it's very hard now to just be a DJ and get that type of reward, because there are many other things that are involved. You've got to become more like a business, so you've got to have more to offer. You've got to be able to bring people into a nightclub, your friends, on a continuous basis, bring in revenue. You've got to have almost your own style and sound, something that other people don't have, and you're going to have to contribute more to the music industry in order to get more back. So what I mean by that is not only more gigs or more money or more followers, but you want to get more exposure. You want to get more fans, build more of a loyal tribe, and you want to get recognition. So in order to do that, you have to give more to the music industry. So you could even start up your own business. You could start up your own blog, start vlogging, doing what I'm doing, giving more, and getting out there and just doing what other DJs won't do, and that's just really a lot more work. I know it can be hard just being a DJ and a music producer, but the reality is that there are a lot of DJs and music producers out there that have got really awesome fucking talent, but they just aren't a reflection of their results. And it's not because their skills and talents aren't good enough, it's because they just haven't got the business mindset. So that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. Went a little longer than what I should have, but I hope you got a lot of value out of this video, and I'll look forward to seeing you in another one. Cheers.